welcome to another episode of This Week in GTA Online. With me this week, as promised, GaryRoar. Meow. Say hi, Gary.
What's going on, fellas?
Alright. So, as awesome as last week was, basically everything under the sun being on sale, this week we're kind of getting crapped on a little bit. There's a few pretty important highlights. One real big highlight I know we're kind of schoolgirl giddy about. And then the rest that's kind of meh. But let's get right down to this. Alright, so we've got a new adversarial mode this week, Trapdoor, which for all intents and purposes basically sounds like Grand Theft Auto's version of Fortnite, which means it'll be really lame, but everybody will play it because it's double money in RP. They'll play it for a week, and then nobody will ever play it again, just like every other adversarial mode in this game.
Yeah, I would agree.
In addition to, of course, the new game mode would be about it for the Southern San Andreas DLC. I'd have to look at the list, but I'm pretty sure we're about done at this point. We've also got double cash and RP on Biker Cell and Smuggler's Run missions. Where Smuggler's Run is the stuff out of your hangar. Biker Sales, of course, is the drug businesses out of the MC. And that's the one that we actually care about. So, if you run with me or my crew, this is due work week. This is a week where making 10, 15, 20 million is not out of the question. Obviously, we're going to take huge advantage of that.
Absolutely. This is the week to open your MC businesses if you've had some shut down.
It's exactly what we're doing right now. Alright, Smuggler's Run. I don't know. I mean, I guess there are people that still do Smuggler's Run stuff. It's awful labor intensive for the reward. I mean, even at double money, I think you're probably in better shape just sticking to the biker stuff and the bunker. Obviously, the bunker is always going to be a good option, regardless of the bonus. But so you'll see us this week on stream. I'm sure it's all going to be about the biker businesses. So really, business as usual, just kind of a bonus business as usual.
Yep.
Alright, so we have discounts.
How's it feel to be the founder of a startup?
These really aren't that impressive. We do have 30% off executive office garages, which is kind of nice because last week we had 30% off of, no, we had 50% off of executive offices. So if you didn't already have your executive office and you wanted to take advantage of being able to buy the 60-car garages, now would be the week to do that. Without looking at it, it's been a while since I've bought mine. The 3 levels of garages usually clock in around 6 million. 30% off, of course, is going to take that down to around 4 million. I can't drive. There we go. So, 4 million with the double bonus on biker missions. Getting those garages filled out this week really shouldn't be an issue. Just running the 2 businesses, you should easily be able to get you should be able to pick up about 1.6 per sale. 2 sales, that's literally 3 days of work, and you've got 60-car garage sitting there.
Yep.
then we have, they're calling this the fan favorite vehicle sale on the sale vehicles this week. But I'm kind of amused because when you hear this list of vehicles, you're gonna really want to know which fans. Because I don't know many people that are rocking any of these. Let's go ahead and go over the list here. For aircraft, we have one, and it's the Hydra. Now, if there was one vehicle that they probably got right on this list as a fan favorite, it's this one.
I agree with that.
I don't know that I would call the Hydra a must-buy. I think you can survive just fine without it. Having the ability to spawn that much firepower near your relative location, useful. It's immensely useful. One Hydra, by today's standards, isn't a real good setup. There's a lot of things nowadays that can counter the Hydra, specifically the Deluxo, which everybody seemingly has. But it doesn't make it a bad vehicle, nor does it make it one you should overlook. And in groups, Hydras can take over a server.
Yep. It's also a good coordination vehicle.
It gives you a lot of versatility that the choppers don't give you. One is obviously the ability to respond quickly. And I know people would probably argue that the Hunter gives you that as well, or the Buzzard gives you that. But maybe not quite to the level of having a jet. The rest of this is just terrible. This is a terrible whoa. Oh, hello there, player. Alright, so the rest of this list, and these are the fan favorite vehicles, by the way. The Caracara, which is the new pickup truck with, 6 wheels that has the big turret in the back of it, that literally I don't think I've ever seen in a free mode lobby since it came out. Ever.
I've seen it once. One of our crew guys had it, but immediately sold it, saying it was terrible.
Was that crew guy me?
Might have been.
Yeah. But that's because it is terrible. It handles like a turd. If you really, really want a vehicle that does what this vehicle does, just do yourself a favor and buy an Insurgent.
Absolutely. Never go wrong with that.
What else do we have here? Coil Cyclone. That's one of the newer Doomsday Heist electric vehicles. Not a bad car.
I've heard good things about it, but I've also heard negative things about it. It's all about how you like to drive around.
There's just something for me that the electric cars, they all seem to have this different handling to them. And I don't know if it's because they're electric cars or because they're newer cars, or I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's like the handling movement of the car feels unpredictable at times. You throw it around a corner, and you don't know if the back end's going to stick. You don't know if it's going to slide. You don't know if it's going to understeer. You just don't know what's going to happen. That,
I'd agree.
and that's not a good thing when you're in a lobby with 29 other people.
Yeah, when you're trying to whip around the corner, trying to get away or whatever you're doing, your car just suddenly comes out from underneath you. Yeah. Not a good thing.
Or think of it, you know, when you're whipping around a corner because there's an asshole and an oppressor behind you, who's trying to introduce you to the new brand of L missiles, and your car understeers and smacks into the corner of the building on the long side of the corner, and you're promptly greeted with a fireball.
Yep.
Not my idea of a good time.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Other vehicles on this list, you have the Volcar Fagaloa, which is the old school station wagon that came out about a month or so ago. I personally have never driven this vehicle. I don't think I've ever seen this vehicle. I don't know anybody that owns it. I don't even want to talk about that one because it's obviously not a vehicle you're going to race. The next couple of cars are mildly interesting here. The Vapid GB200, which is one of the newer, like, little Vapid rally cars that came out. Not a bad car, honestly. I'd put it up there with the Obey Omnis. What do we have here? Lampadati Viserys is on the list this week. I want to like this car. I don't think I've ever wanted to like a car more than I've wanted to like this car. To be honest with you... Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I agree. I like the car too. It looks badass.
I don't know. This may be one of those cars that we buy just to have it, to point at it and say, look at that. It'll sit real nice next to the Coquette Classic. Last two cars on this list kind of bring my ire, and not in a good way. The Ubermacht SC1, which, if you look at Legendary, I'm actually going to stop in the middle of the road here, and I'm going to pull this up so everybody who's on the stream here can see this. That is this car right here. So this is the car that was everybody kind of touted. This was Ubermacht's first supercar. Normally priced at 1.6 on sale for 1.2 million. Some idiot and oppressor trying to blow up a freaking armored truck. Took 2 shots at me. Like, I don't even know why you're shooting, dude. It's a terrible car. Statistically, it's one of the worst supercars in the game.
Well, for that price point, that's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
All right, they got it. Production is a go.
Now, when you come off of a week where cars like the Tempesta is on sale, You know, the Pariah was on sale last week. And then this week you give us the Overmocked SC1 and the Viserys. And keep in mind, these are touted as fan favorites. Again, I challenge Rockstar with what fucking fans? Who in their right damn mind picks these cars as their favorites? Most of these cars I don't think I've ever seen in a lobby. The last one that's on sale this week, and I'm hoping that this is just in anticipation of going back to maybe some double money on the racetrack again, is the Hot Ring Saber.
No, that in my opinion is a must buy, because even without the double money, there's still money to be made, as long as you're a good racer.
And the nice thing about Hot Ring racing is that, I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna say this, it has a low skill barrier to entry versus stunt racing and circuit racing. Like, hot ring racing is very, very easy. You don't have to know the finer points of the tracks. You don't have to know the finer points of the cars. In fact, you don't have to know the cars at all, because everybody's driving the same car.
Well, there is...
What's up, Kenny?
What's up, man?
Hey. We're doing this week in GTA, man. Sit around.
I figured that.
Come on in and give us some feedback. But go ahead and say what you were saying about the Saber, Gary.
I was just speaking not necessarily to the car, but the way you race the tracks. There is a certain level of skill that can be brought to the table. There's also the ability to race non-contact, which eliminates all the
bullshit.
Drivers that backwards or driving is racing, yes. Well, more like, I'm going to put you in the wall because you're in my way, but that's beside the point.
Some of them tracks, though, seem like you have to have contact because you got the crossing X's, so that's what the crossing X is really for. If you feel no contact, then you take that part out the race. And I don't even race, but that's just an objective look. No, I'm not buying another Hot Ring Saber, by the way. I don't care that it's on sale for $600.
Of course, Kenny here is the anti-racer of the group, but that's...
Or it's seasoning. Put it back on the counter.
But that's...
It was a seasoning for the things last night.
But that's okay. Other sales this week. It's pretty short and sweet. We've got some weapon sales. I don't know that any of this pertains to this. Mark II ammo is 25% off this week. So, a good week to get some extra practice in with the explosive sniper and the explosive shotgun.
So I just bought ammo this morning. It switched after I bought it. That was like 5.
Yeah, 5 a.m.
What was I getting ready to say? So we will be getting our payments here within the next 7 days for the logging in and all.
Yep, they set it for the 15th to the 22nd. I haven't talked to anybody who's received theirs yet.
Yeah, I didn't see no post on it yet either.
If it's anything like the last time they did this, some of them actually showed up on night 1. And I think pretty much everybody had been paid by like day 2, day 3, so...
Yeah, I think I got mine on day 2 logged in. I got mine.
Okay.
And, let me see. Man, I mean, this morning was... I guess everybody was kind of bored and hostile.
Well, this is a very anticlimactic week.
I had a lot of hostility on board this morning.
There was...
By the way, for you, Seth.
No.
I am sitting here stirring my vanilla latte. Iced coffee.
Oh, my Lord.
You know, I was just for you, buddy.
You know,
Now,
there's one in
I'm
every
just gonna-
crowd.
I'm just gonna let you know it is a French vanilla iced coffee, not a latte. That's just a joke.
You know, the only
French
difference
vanilla
is the
iced
milk, right?
I don't drink the latte milk.
Oh, goodness.
Hold on. But I did get that extra vanilla swirl. I was like, Mama, crash my damn plane. We gotta go back in the hangar. We're headed back in the hangar. I hit the box again.
All right. So that's it for this week in GTA, guys. It's an anticlimactic week. Compared to last week, there's not a lot going on. If you need garage space,
Mommy's got you.
buy your CEO garages this week. 30% is a good deal. Buy that stuff. The Hydra is probably worth looking at. The Coil Cyclone's not a bad car.
Go eat first.
The
Mommy's
Hot
on
Ring
the phone.
Saber
Get
is
out of
probably
there.
worth picking up. The rest of this stuff, outside of the MC Double Cash, doesn't really appeal to most players. But that's it for us. With me this week, of course, is Gary and Ken. Thank you, Ken, for joining the party. It's good having you here. We're done. Kill things. Ken, give me a murder to wrap this up.